Right. Okay, so that's us. It is it Tuesday today?
Yes.
It is Tuesday, it says on the wall.
Yes.
It is Tuesday today, and Carlene unfortunately has had to miss mail call. I don't know how many times in her life she's ever missed mail call, but she's unfortunately under the weather, and she's rather warm and exceptionally tired. So she's going to have a little rest today, and quite sure that means she'll be back tomorrow. She has tested negative for COVID for the last 2 days, which is exceptionally good. So we'll take it from there, and you've just got Carly and I today. So could be brief, huh?
Yeah, quick and brief, right?
Quick and brief. We'll try and talk as loud as we possibly can. So Carlene would like the mail opened because she feels that if we don't open it, then people have sent in, and it's not fair if they've sent mail and we don't open it. So here we go. It's under here. Oh, so this is it's Jan Gerhold. Thank you. And this is from, where's that? I can't read that.
Mishawaka, Illinois.
Illinois. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. And it was mailed on the 18th. What day is it today? Is it 22nd? 21st, 22nd. Oh, watch out, guys. Hey. Is it the 22nd?
Yeah, I think yeah. Hey!
Right. So I'm going to double check that's what was to Carlene, etc. Right. Excellent. So thank you very much. I think I've just put this in here. Yeah. And then we'll work this out. Confictus says your car knows when you have money. This is exceptionally true. Brakes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's the
yes.
next thing on the list.
You can't buy happiness, but you can buy books, and that is kind of the same thing. Definitely. Last night I decided that I stay up late to finish a book. It's much more important than being mentally present the next day. Well, actually, you could use that as a tactic, and not having to be mentally present the next day. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Yes, that's a very good idea. So I'm going to put these in here so Carlene can see them. And then we have, there's a letter here for Carly.
Yeah, I can open.
You can open that. If you like,
Yeah,
you don't have to. You can.
I can, yeah.
Do you want the official letter opener?
Well,
Oh, you can try with
I
it.
guess, right? We'll just use my fingers today, I guess.
Okay.
Just today.
Then you can progress up to it.
Has little hats on it.
horses. That's lovely.
That's for many thanks for both with meeting the animals and needs and supporting Carlene, Crazy Acres, Aaron. Oh, thank you.
Now, you know what? So when it says both, that means you and Mike.
No, not just me.
But you don't need to mention it
Yeah.
because unless he watches mail call, you're fine.
Yeah, right.
Excellent job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was very kind, Aaron. What are you doing, Mister?
He's a bit of a troublemaker today. Running around.
Oh, he's full of the
I
joys.
don't know what's gone into him. Did he eat sugar?
You know, I'm not quite as expert at this, and I can't guarantee I'll miss your nose.
Catch your nose. Maybe you need it.
Move.
Oh!
Oh,
Horses.
oh, cherry banana.
The horses, they're gonna love that.
Look at that. That is from. Oh, look at this. It's from donkeys.
There you go.
See? If I didn't know who that was, I would think that the donkeys were ordering for themselves from Amazon. And actually,
I got an Amazon account.
Exactly, that wouldn't surprise me. I would give you that before I do anything. Right, now, here we go. So this is from Eileen Caps. Right, okay. Hold on. I mean it about noses. And he's like, she's not to be trusted with that. Oh.
Oh, now you're out of bathroom. I don't like it. Think.
I'm going to pop that in there. Right. Oh. Oh. What? Oh, now hang on a minute. Is this dog or people?
I don't know. Pork jerky.
Does it say anything on the back for dogs or people? Because is this not how we got caught
Yeah,
out the last time?
Yeah. I know.
I don't think it's dogs. I think it looks more
Yeah, it
people.
says jerky, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
people,
It
right?
doesn't have pictures of dogs on it. I'm really sorry. I'm better put this somewhere safe because
Yeah.
otherwise he's going to sit and nibble. Sorry, Carly.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm
yeah.
thinking it's got to be people, right?
Excellent.
Right?
Sorry. Commiserations. It's peoply food. Peoply food. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's jerky, right?
Yeah. Better take that through St. Caroline would like some.
That's not right.
After her, since she's already had her apple strudel. So let me go back up to the beginning here. So just to say that Janine and I were talking earlier on, and we were discussing the hay bales, and she was saying that while she's been driving past a certain area in South Carolina, she's been going past a field that has 4 goats in it. They're looking kind of skinny, but there's an exceptionally skinny horse in it. So she wrote a letter and she attached it. And I'm not sure where she attached it, but she attached it somewhere. And she just said, "Hi, I just noticed, I didn't know whether or not your horse was ill or under the weather or had a medical condition. But please feel free to reach out if you would like a round bale of hay." And she signed it. Although nobody would ever be able to read her signature, and she put down Goldie's Farm and the telephone number. So it's just to say that if the people did reach out, what we would do is we would take some of the hay money that we have and we would donate an enormous big round bale of hay to them. She did speak to a lot of people down in South Carolina who all recognised that the horse was had been skinny for a long time, so it could just be it's a medical problem. But just to say that that's one of the things that the hay money sometimes goes to. She's also looking at trying to rescue a horse that's down in Texas, and Texas has one really very, very nasty pen. And if there's money over, that's maybe what we would bring in, because the understanding, I think, has been that the hay bales is to support the equines, including the donkeys and the mules and the foals and all other four-legged with tails and ears of a variety of sizes. So I hope that's agreeable to everybody. Thank you. Right, I'm going back up to the top here. Okay. Yeah, we are letting Caerline rest. I did go through at 4:59. Said, "Are you sure?" And she said, "No, I'm fine, thank you." So she's in her chair. She's got her feet up and she's got a fluffy on. So I think she's. Hopefully, this is just something that will pass quite quickly. We're obviously worried with COVID being on the march again, but she's tested negative twice.
Hopefully, that's a good plus.
Yes. So that's good, and I'm sure she will be feeling better soon. That's wonderful. So you'll have to ask questions, otherwise we'll witter on about nonsense. Oh. Okay, so, Carly, the story with Larky and the chicken. Do you want me to go through it, because you were a bit upset? So one of the chickens decided to go on a bit of a wander today, and Larky was out. The other two dogs totally and utterly ignored the chicken, and Larky did not, because I think he thought what he was going to do was pick it up and run around with it, which he did. So Carly managed to save the chicken. It's absolutely dazed and confused, as you would be when you'd been covered with that amount of slobber, I think. And Judy found a clean towel and she wrapped it in the clean towel, and it's looking a bit worse for wear because it was covered in slobber. Chickens, unfortunately, sometimes, and birds sometimes die from shock. It was not feeling its best this morning, but it's still going at the moment, so we will wait and see. I think the moral of the story is Larky is going to have to be introduced to the chickens in a very controlled fashion, and we will be explaining to him in no uncertain terms that they are not chew toys and that he is not to run around with them in his mouth. This is something that actually is imminently trainable. He hadn't shown much interest in them before, but these things happen, unfortunately, and we do try and guard against it. And sometimes I think with dogs, you know, and all animals are slightly unpredictable, and what hasn't bothered them one day all of a sudden causes great offence.
Yeah, sometimes it's just
you
never know what happens.
whichever way the wind's blowing, which is a bit tricky. So we are on that, and that was rather unfortunate this morning. So we'll keep on it. So CArlene is fine. She has a temperature. She's got a bit of a cough and is exceptionally tired. So she's just feeling under the weather. She's been COVID tested, so it's come back negative yesterday and today. And but she decided that she wasn't going to cough over us. And now she's, in fact, I can hear her. Wanda is obviously trying to get on the seat with CArlene, and she's saying no in a very firm voice. So
one person said they couldn't hear. I don't know if
right, I am going to shout. That one I know we've got a problem with, and I'm hoping this one is working. Henny Penny is apparently 95% sold. Thank you very much. That's absolutely fantastic. That's amazing. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, thank you, Eileen. They are people treats.
Oh,
That jerky.
there you go.
That's good.
Yeah, we never know.
Sorry. You know, I always get worried. After Janine gave me one of those begging strips to try the other day, I'm a bit like, I've got to be careful here. Yeah. Watch what Janine gives you. Sometimes she gives you.
I don't know. One day we couldn't tell if they're a dog or.
Yes. So those are definitely people, which is great. Carly, you deserve a break. Carly can't have a break. She's busy, busy, busy. Animals don't stop. Isn't that right? It's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh. Yes, I hope people appreciate that. And we greatly appreciate the hay money that's coming in as well. It's just sometimes it's very difficult when you're from a rescue background. You kind of like keep wanting to share the rescue with as many animals as you possibly can, and it's exceptionally hard to go past them when they're looking. You know, you just feel that they just need some groceries to keep them going. The other thing is, I have had so many people who have gone past Meredith, the quarantine field across the road, because the public road goes along the side of the quarantine field, because it's totally separate from the main farm, which is why it's quarantine. And I've actually spoken with people who said, "Oh, your horse looks terribly underweight," and I'm like, yes, it is terribly underweight, but we're working on it. And they're actually, we bring them in from rescue, and we just have to slowly build them back up and get the weight back on them. So it is a common problem. So you never know whether or not. I think Janine checked that this horse had been like this for a period of time. So it's not a case of it came in from rescue last week and the people are working on it, it appears. So yes, so I know what it's like to be on the other side when people keep saying, "Oh, that horse, you know that horse is limping," and you're like, "Yes, I do." And the vet cost this, and he's been out to sea. So it is a tricky one.
I thought he gained a bit of weight over the last.
Yes,
He looked
Elmo.
a lot better.
Elmo's looking a lot better.
You know, it takes time. But.
Yeah, I think Elmo's actually enjoying being able to get out and stretch his legs, and there's no carriage behind him, and he can just run as he fancies. He does have a very pushy. The white horse that came in with him, she is exceptionally pushy. She's a bit of a handful, isn't she?
She's a brat.
So
she chases him around. You have to separate the hay and everything.
Yeah, she actually bites him on the bottom.
I know.
If she finishes her food
I know. You have
first.
to separate everything. She gave a nip on the butt.
Yeah, and it's very difficult because those two horses, we like to keep quarantine animals with a partner. So those two are still working down the 30 days worth of quarantine. So the difficulty is we don't have any other animals apart from the foals that are also in quarantine, and I certainly wouldn't put her in with the foals. So Elmo is stuck with her, unfortunately. So what I'm doing in the evening is I take him out of the paddock and I feed him with his build-up food. And so she's on one side of the paddock and he's on the other side. But she's a bit of a handful. But fortunately, she is not going to be with us long term. We're only quarantining her on behalf of another rescue. So in about 3 weeks' time, she'll go back up to the other rescue, and she'll be clear of quarantine then. And Elmo can get a bit of peace and quiet, hopefully. But we don't like the animals being by themselves if we can help it. So it's he kind of needs a partner, and I'm afraid to say it's her. Oh, the 4 goats are still here.
Oh yeah, they're up here.
They're actually out the back, and we chose not to put the 4 goats in with the 2 white goats because they do have horns. Our two white goats, and in fact the 3 white goats. So the 5 white goats in total are all dehorned, and the 4 goats that we have, they love going up in their back. Well, Janine will tell you because one head butted her at the weekend before she went away. They love nothing better than to go up in their back legs and then they headbutt you. And it's like what they do for giggles. And I don't want to put them in with our white goats because I know our white goats do try to headbutt, but they haven't got horns. And there would be nothing worse than watching the blood dripping down the white goats.
Yeah, I know.
Because they'll keep trying.
I know they have no horns.
Yeah. So they're going to live up here just now, and they're still not doing a very good job at weed clearing. I'm a bit embarrassed for them. The chickens are actually better at weed clearing than the goats.
I know, they do a much better job.
Yeah, and I think we'll repair that gap in the chicken run on the other side, and then they can clear the weeds down there because they've done a fantastic job.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, the chickens are good. Like Chirpy got one of the centipedes, the little bugs.
See, there you go.
They're good. All you need is
pest
chicken.
control.
Chickens are good. They eat anything.
The goats have totally and utterly let us down.
Yeah.
But the lovely thing about the goats is their winter coat. We'll have to do a video with them.
They come in different colours.
Yeah, their winter coat has come out, so they're looking kind of sleek. They're nice and shiny and looking really healthy.
They look good.
Yeah.
The coats have changed.
So all that grass they're not eating.
Yeah.
Goodness. They are terrible. Oh, that's my daughter calling me. Yes, I know that you can do that, that we can, Fernanda. And once the money's donated, we can, excuse me a second. I can't answer that just now. That we can do whatever we need with it, but the problem with it is that we do like to make sure people know and that they are agreeable. Will you just carry on for a sec?
Just see.
Sorry.
Let me see.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just looking. Let's see.
Honestly, I've got it. I'm so sorry. So that was my daughter. She phoned. How many times did she phone? And I have
3 or 4, right?
4 times she called me, right? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. Since I keep hanging up and she keeps calling back, it must be a total emergency. So I said, is it an emergency? And she said, can I use the bath to bathe Omar? I'm like, what? The one-legged pigeon wants the family bath to bathe, right? So the pigeon is totally and utterly in the bath. So that's what the emergency was. So excuse her and her pigeon. Good grief. Yes. So the reason we just like to be clear what we're doing with the money is because it does come under hay bales, and it is kind of a rescue sanctuary, and it's just that we don't want people to think, oh, I'm only paying for Jasper, Harley, Terence and Clover and the foals, etc., etc. We're very, very fortunate in that they are covered at this precise moment in time, and thank you very much for that. It's just that if we see another animal in need, it's very difficult not to actually offer, and it feels bad, to be sitting on bales of hay when you are actually available or capable of offering. So it's just to let people know that that's something that we would like to do if it comes up. But as long as our animals are covered here and we're all safe and good and ready to go.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. Yeah, Larky probably did just want a new playmate.
No.
Oh.
No.
No?
Oh,
No,
yelling
she's
at
not
Wanda.
shouting at us, she's shouting at Wanda.
She doesn't want Wanda in there.
You know, she wasn't. You better go and get Wanda out. She's obviously been a pain in the butt.
Right.
So the difference between Henny Penny and the bales of hay, thank you, Sue, is Henny Penny will stay totally with Crazy Acres or, let's face it, Goldie's farm. It will be to maintain Carlene going out with the dogs, the goats, whatever she's going to be taking out round nursing homes, and other facilities. There's bits and pieces that we need, you know, we'll probably... Hello, Trouble. Are you in trouble? Excuse me. Are you okay? I know it's stressful. Oh, there she goes. And it will go to maintain the buildings, any animal needs that we have, any feed needs, and it stays actually with Crazy Acres. So that's Henny Penny. This is to do with Goldie's farm, Crazy Acres, and the 4 areas that we have here. The hay bales that was set up, Carlene actually set that up to help provide the hay, because on Meredith we were going through at least 10 bales, and it was before we had Crazy Acres as our animal sanctuary, and it was a bit tricky because Equine Rescue Network, we obviously were maintaining all of the animals, etc., and Carlene decided that she would fundraise on behalf of Equine Rescue Network. So that's what we're doing with that, and so it covers everything equine. There's equine on here, there's equine on Meredith, and I think you might have noticed by now the equine just go round and round in circles. So the animals that are in sanctuary, they go to Meredith, they come back here, they go all over the place where best suits that animal's need. I think we've established now that Mo is probably best accommodated on Meredith because she has her support young horse. And she's, I think it's maybe just getting to the stage that it's a bit much for her here in the competition for food. She's in a paddock with 2 alpacas and her ever-admiring Chester, and it suits her fine. She's
doing good.
Yeah, she loves it. So that's the way this will work, is that the animals will go between the 2 farms, wherever is best suited for the animal.
What are you doing?
And you must always ask if you need clarification, because I know it sounds a bit mad at times, but there's always a method to the madness, I'm told. But there is always a method in the thinking to the madness. But clarity is much appreciated, so please just ask. The peppermint ball for the barn,
Wanda.
I think, is going up tonight.
Yeah.
We think.
Wanda.
We need to work away so that they can't get themselves tangled in it. So it's going to have to go high enough. And when we were looking at the barn, there's a heck of a lot of wires, and those wires are to do with the internet connection for the barn camera.
I know you're gonna find a good.
Yeah, so we don't want to fiddle with those because we'll be in big trouble if we take them out. And the camera will come back down again, and at which point Janine will not be a happy bunny, because she is technically going to be on her way home and will get back, if she doesn't have any flight delays, about 2 o'clock in the morning. So let's not be messing with the cameras.
Yeah.
Otherwise we'll not be popular at all. Right, Henny Penny, I think we decided to do in the last day of the month, because we didn't want to interfere with what Service Dog have with whatever they've got going on. What they're doing. Pasta is doing exceptionally well. He is down in Rhode Island at the moment. and he is actually working, believe it or not. And I can't really discuss what he's doing in his line of work, but it is what we intended to bring him in and train him for. And he's settled superbly. He really has. He's adapted very quickly, and he is being cared for exceptionally well. He has his very own person and lots of activity, and spends his day with his person. So he is living the life of Riley. Yeah, he is. And he will also come back on quite a regular basis to Meredith. So it's not as if he will not be seeing Larky, Sizzle and Jimmy at all, because they're down there on a regular basis. And it also means, and I know that the lady who has passed will share videos with him, so we can all keep in touch and watch him as he grows up. Now, well, I think when this Larky had his interaction with his chicken, I think this was one of the ones that decided it was going to make a break for freedom and came up over. We have an 8-foot fence. It came up and over the 8-foot fence. The problem we've got with the chickens at the moment is I did not purchase white chickens, because white chickens apparently are notoriously flighty and are good at flying. So I purchased heavy breed chickens, which are apparently not so good at flying. We seem to have one that has decided that it is actually an exceptionally good flyer. Unfortunately, at the moment, because the chickens are not fully grown, they're still quite lightweight. So I presume that the issue we've had is that it's able to take off because it's full size quite yet. So that's exactly what happened today. We had done very well. I wing clipped the chickens that were actually roosting on top of in areas that we didn't want. So we'd identified the ones that were definitely getting airborne. This one, and then we've been fighting for maybe about 2 weeks. And then the next thing is, obviously, this one's decided, watch me. The problem with wing clipping is it stops them flying, but if you've got anything that comes into your pen, they're dependent on their little short feet and running to get out of the way. So it's a bit of a tricky one, deciding whether or not to wing clip or whether or not to hope that they can't get over. I think once they're fully grown, they will not be flying quite the height of the fence. That is not their long-term accommodation. Their long-term accommodation is going to be down at the area behind the teepee, and that will also have a roof on it. So that's going to keep them in and hopefully everything out. Okay. Yes, and look at him lying there, all innocent in bed.
Like he's never done anything.
What a stinker.
Little like
he is. He just looks for things to play with.
That's
and
all it
we all know that Larky's mouth is what he uses to play with things, and he carries things around in. Oh,
he just wanted to play.
Little monkey. Yeah. Well, let's hope he didn't think the chicken was Wanda, because. Yeah. Wanda would not be happy if he picked her up. Yeah. In fact, I don't think Larky would be very happy if he picked Wanda up either, because she'd give him what for.
I know.
Thank you, Linda. That's very helpful. Where and who is going to train those 2 puppies, the shepherds? They're my dogs, and I have started training already. And we are, at the moment, we're spoon feeding. And spoon feeding soft food from a tin, and I am hand feeding kibble as well, and I have them down. We're making sure that they've got. I'm going to see. Let me try and turn this round, okay? This is ridiculous. I don't know if you can see over. Have I got the window? I don't know if you can. I'm going to lift this over. There she is. Hello, Annie. Can you see her? She's unimpressed. I have them actually out on the deck in the condo area at the moment, because the last thing I want is any confusion with between the dogs, especially when Carlene's not here. So she's a bit indignant. Down. So we're working on name recognition. They seem to be doing pretty well when it suits them. I obviously have a very young puppy and an older puppy, but they're responding really well and they're absolutely fantastic. I'm so excited. So excited. Oh. Now, let me see what else is happening. Yeah, Pasta's really fortunate.
That's good. Lucky.
Yeah, and Pasta's new owner loves the name Pasta.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so no, it's not going to be changed. So he's absolutely super. Now, how long before we start getting eggs? Well, their little combs are not red yet. They're still pale pink, so they have to go red first. And then we have to remember to put the nesting box in wherever they are, because we don't have nesting boxes at the moment.
What about Chirpy? Her hair is just hair. She doesn't have any.
Yeah, you're looking for the beak. You're looking for the beak.
What's the beak? Was it chain color?
They change colour slightly way up at the top.
She has a yellow and black beak.
Listen, you'll just get up one day and there'll be eggs on your
you
floor.
Ah!
And you'll be like, ooh! Eggs for breakfast. We need to get you another one or two.
Oh, would you get yelled at? Is that why you're coming back out? Ah!
Hello, you. Yeah, I know, darling. Come on. Up you come. You can help. Oh, dear, did we get frozen? I wonder if we're not frozen any longer. I don't know. Yeah. He is just such a big, enormous puppy, that Larky.
Yeah, he just...
All right.
He just thinks it's all fun and games. Oh, they're asking you about...
Donkey Fest. Ah, so on the website. Oh, as in where to stay, transportation. I think probably Janine would be best to work that out, or Carlene, because they're probably best with the accommodations round about here.
Yeah.
You and I could misdirect someone.
Yeah, we might send them to the wrong place.
Yes, and listen, I got lost in North Andover yesterday, so
they would probably not. They know the better places.
Yeah, I'll not bother. So my intentions with the training is it's obedience training. That's what I used to do with my shepherds in the past, and I haven't done this for about 25 years. I'm hoping it's like riding a bike. Once you get back on, you don't fall off, maybe. So we're just going for obedience. I'm not doing anything in the way of stunned or anything like that, so I'm not training them to attack intruders. I just want really nice, well-behaved dogs, and that will be super. I know she is crying. She wants in. It's terrible because when she sees you, she's like, I should be there. And I'm like, I know. Oh dear. There is a website, and thank you for that, for the donkey burro race. Yes, I am keeping them both. They're my private dogs, so they will stay with me. And they are smart. They're super. I'm highly excited. So I think, look, that's us. I think we've answered all the questions. I'm really hoping I've answered all the questions. If there's anything else, now's your time. You need to get a question typed in really, really quickly. There. So that's us. So tomorrow is what day? What's it saying there? Wednesday. Have you got anything happening tomorrow?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember. It's terrible.
It says, oh, do the new puppies get along with the ones you have?
Where is it?
Do the new puppies get along?
Oh, yes.
With your other dogs?
They do. So they've been introduced to all of my dogs. It's well, I should really post a picture. I have an enormous black Great Dane called Arlo, and I came out of the shower this morning, and Arlo was lying with his head on top of Annie, and then they swapped over, and Annie had her head, and Arlo's enormous. He's a sort of like a larky-sized Great Dane, He came from, in fact, he came from the same rescue down in Arkansas as Annie. And so yes, he's absolutely delighted. He's about 3, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, you brought me puppies! I love puppies." So he's running around, and he's got the 2 puppies after him. And unfortunately, he's such a great big lumbering lump. And we have wooden floors, and he runs, and then they stop. He goes over the top of them. They go between his legs, and he slides into a wall because he just can't stop on a dime, whereas the puppies can. So he thinks this is the best fun ever. So when he gets up in the morning, he's like, "Where are the puppies?" And it's a funny thing. I've got another 2 female Danes, and one of them she's very definitely my dog, and she's a bit possessive of me and can be a bit funny with other dogs. She actually seems to think that they're like her puppies. So she's been very pleasant to them at the moment. So we've had good introductions. They're obviously, the reason I have the 2 puppies down here with me is because I don't want to take any chances of them suddenly deciding that they actually don't like the puppies. So they're here with me, and the other dogs are back at home with Nick and 2 of the children. So it hopefully keeps everybody nice and safe and happy. And then once we've only had them since, what was it, Friday morning?
Yeah, I think so.
We've only had them since Friday morning, so further down the road everybody will be intermingled, and we should be quite happy and comfortable with that, I hope. So those are good questions. And CArlene should be back, yeah. I think it's odd. There's lots of things going around at the moment, and it's just, well, she's in nursing homes as well, which doesn't help.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, we should keep away from her.
I think we really are.
I know, we'll be like, no, you stay over there. Keep away. So that's what we're going to do. So hopefully CArlene will be back tomorrow. I think Judy is going to be on tomorrow, which is very exciting, and obviously Carly will be here. And hopefully CArlene. So have a lovely evening,
Right,
and thank you